AFTV 2-0 to the Arsenal, and in the end, even though it was 0-0 at half-time, in the end, you've got to say, very comfortable win for Arsenal, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was a relatively comfortable win. I think the first half was quite cagey from both sides. I've heard everyone talk about United not necessarily being a great side, and I think I've seen massive improvements just since he's come in. I think the challenge that United have got at the minute is they're trying to implement a new game model in the middle of the busiest period of the season, where you're playing every three days. So you can do the technical work, but
that was better than how they played last year.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know, man. Last year they had threats. They went 1-0 up. They look more dangerous. That was a very... They offered nothing, did they?
Trust me, once their system starts to settle a bit, I think it's going to be...
You think that system work in the Premier League?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, 100%. It's not the system. The challenge that United have got at the minute is that I thought that for the first 35, 40 minutes they were all right. The challenge that they've got is that the intensity that they're now being asked to play at is not the same intensity that Ten Hag was asking them to play with. So they're just starting to fall off. They did it against Ipswich. I didn't see the Everton game, but I thought they came out the blocks against Ipswich, and then after about 25, 30 minutes, couldn't really maintain the pace. And I think I saw the same today, but they maybe held on for an extra 10 or 15 minutes. And in the second half, they looked completely out of their feet, and they weren't in the game at all.
I'm trying to figure out what they did in the first half, apart from passing. Passed it around nicely. I don't think they had a shot on target. They didn't really get in Arsenal's half. I don't know. I was looking at them, and I was
for me, off the ball, they were a lot better than they have. I thought that we would tear them apart had it been the Ten Hag side. I think that they probably weren't as threatening. I think they're still again bending into the system a little bit, and kind of asking a few questions of themselves. But I think it settles. I think in 6 months they look a much better side. I think in 12 months I think they look a much better side. But fundamentally, for all of that, it makes no difference because we came away with the 3 points.
Yeah.
Declan Rice today, his set piece deliveries were absolutely spot on.
Unreal.
Spot on, every single one, exactly on the money. Normally we get really good deliveries from Saka on one side and kind of slightly questionable ones from the other side come from Declan Rice, but today we had them both coming from both sides every single time. It almost feels like an indirect free kick in the box where it just looks much of a certainty that
you saw the fans towards the end of the game. Every time we got a corner, they go, ooh, I've never seen that before. That's unbelievable.
But that's literally exactly what it feels like. Yeah. Literally, you get them and everyone's just kind of really excited. Everyone's got their phones out. Like, right, another set piece goal, another set piece goal, another set piece goal, and it is great to see. Saliba, I thought today was exceptional. Yeah. I thought it was absolutely unreal. I thought any single threat that they kind of looked like they might get a chance, he absolutely snuffed it. Again, he's able to kind of hold Kivior's hand through the game a little bit. I thought Kivior was a little bit shaky at the start, but built into the game. I thought he developed really well. It's going to be tough when you're coming into these games, but we need the players on the bench that haven't been getting the minutes to come in and to see that, and for Kivior to come in today and keep a clean sheet. Can't fault him really.
Listen, it was one of them games that's always a bit of potential banana skin because you're coming up against a team that there's a big rivalry between us, and they've got a lot of top players, and there's no margin for error. And our Arsenal back in it now that a couple of points dropped by Liverpool tonight, a draw. Now that gap closes to 7 points.
I never thought we weren't out of it. So I know that everyone seems to be a bit doom and gloom. It was 9 points, and what's going to happen? They had a 7-point lead at one stage earlier towards the end of last season, and still finished third, and that was in January, February, March time. So there's still a lot of football to play. I think there's well over 20 games to play, a lot of football to play. I think that one of the challenges that they're going to have, and they kind of had it last season, is when Klopp announced that he was leaving towards the season, their season kind of tailed off a little bit. They went on to win the Carabao, but then kind of fell off after that. And I think that certainly in January, February, once rumours start circulating around what Salah's going to be doing and what Trent's going to be doing, I think there's going to be a real situation where they might start to fall off. And I've heard a lot of Arsenal fans talk about Arne Slot and kind of like comparing him to Arteta and saying if Slot wins the league in his first season, what does that mean for Arteta? Like I said, Slot took over a side that earlier this calendar year were favourites to win the league. He didn't take over a bum-duddy side that where he had to make massive changes. So he took over a good side, and he's come in and he's done a good job. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to the battle. City got a win back today. I think if we keep pace with City, we keep in and around them. For me, we win the league. I'm still very, very, very confident we win the league this season, Robbie. Still very confident.